Chris, please give PG-13 a letter grade for last night, his performance.
Come on with it, Chris.
Well, you guys were talking earlier about Shakespeare, and I took Shakespeare in college, but I also took calculus and economics. And the one thing I learned in calculus and economics was, those answers were long and drawn out. And you could, for half of the answer, 2/3 of the answer, you could be going fine, right? You think you're doing well.
Yep.
And you just go awry at one point, and next thing you know, the whole thing is
Totally.
wrong.
That's why I struggle.
I know what you're talking about, Chris.
That's Paul George. I get it. He was great down the stretch for the most part, but because of the 2 missed free throws, and I got high standards for Paul George. Paul George is a perennial all-star. He's all NBA. He's playoff P. He's probably a future Hall of Famer. He's the only star on the floor last night who's been through wars. He's been through wars with LeBron James and with Russell Westbrook by his side, and all of these wars he's gone through. Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, they haven't gone through those wars. So, and he shot 5 of 10. We know the 2 missed free throws at the end. But for him to go 5 of 10 from the foul line, it's an 89% shooter. So, and then 1 of 8, of course, from 3. I might be being kind by giving him a D. A D.
A D? You're being kind?
Yeah, kind.
A D. I mean, Skip, I've watched you for 20 years. 20 years. Look at a guy. Does he need to go nameless? I think we all know what I'm talking about.
We don't call names.
And
we don't call names.
Awesome for 47.
Thank you for bringing him up.
47 minutes. LeBron James. Awesome. LeBron James. 47 minutes and 49 seconds. He could be awesome. He could be Jordan-esque and then some. But miss a free throw, just one. Or miss a three-pointer. And he blew the game. So come on. We got to be consistent.
Thanks for bringing up Lagon.
Paul George, the 2 free
He needs
throws.
a little attention because he doesn't get any here lately.
Override everything.
Yep.
Well, you know what? Hey, I gave him a D-, Chris, because old polyester P, because he going to shrink when the heat's on. You know what polyester do when you heat it up, Chris? He know about it too. He got all his. He started dating Ernestine, and he got him some new gear. But he had polyester before Ernestine came along. Don't let him fool you, people. Hold on, Chris. I'm with you. The first 45 minutes of the game, Paul George is 7 of 20, 0 of 7 from the 3. That's an F. Now, for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, he scores 9 points. That's an A. In the final 10 seconds, he missed 2 free throws that would have, at bare minimum, caused it. They could either won the game or, at worst case scenario, you're going to go to overtime. And he clanked. I mean, the first one was short. I thought that was Ben Simmons. I said, well, when did they sign Ben Simmons? Oh, that's Paul George.
That's funny.
Playoff P. Yo,
You should be a comic.
Actually, I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about going to the Laugh Factory as soon as I get working on some material right now. But hold on. Chris, what was he doing all that chirping? Oh, they was on me. I'm on their neck. I'm on their neck. Because, they thought it was sweet the way I was struggling last year. Okay. I think it's even sweeter now. You see? Doing all that yapping.
Yep.
And look at Boogie Cousin, shove D-Book. You saw Patrick Beverly. He wanted to dap up he wanted to dap up D-Book because he thought they with it. Everybody doing that yakking. Oh, and D-Book. I saw Patrick Beverly. You saw him too. D-Book. Hey, D-Book, slap your boy hand. And then all of a sudden, they got quieter in church, man. I could hear a rat peeing on cotton. They were quiet in that thing. Hey, Pat Bell. Hey, Pat Bell, talk to your boy. He ain't had nothing to say. Your day coming. I keep telling you, your day coming. And I believe it's going to arrive on Thursday.
Give me 5?
No.
Why not? Have some guts.
Paul George
You're
got a
talking over there, but you got to put your due where your mouth
D-.
is. Huh?
D-. I won this off of you.
I'm up 32 cases. How did you win that off me?
I won that off of you over the weekend. Celebrate parlay.
So let's put this in perspective here. The player you tell me is the quote-unquote GOAT, who is still the quote-unquote best player on the planet, is named, I think, LeBron James. I don't know whatever happened to him.
Yeah.
I don't know where he went, but that's who you tell me is still the GOAT.
Him and KD
And you say he is the biggest face on Mount Rushmore of the NBA,
Big
right?
face, yep, to the
so
left.
Now we are comparing Paul George to LeBron James. That's what you just did. So you put him in the same conversation, which is a huge compliment to Paul George.
No. What we did is that, hold on, Chris. You remember in the bubble when Dame Lillard missed those free throws, and somebody came on here that Monday and was yakking? You remember when Luka Doncic missed those free throws, and somebody came on here yakking? No, we compared them to them. How about that? Now we can have that same energy.
I got the same energy because what happened last night is, in the end, Paul George went LeBron James because LeBron is simply the worst late-game free throw shooter in the history of the NBA when it comes to superstars. I can show you the stats. He has often run from the late-game free throw line because he wants no part of it, because you want to talk about LeBricking free throws. He's the all-timer at it. So I'll give you, Paul George went LeBron late in the game.
Nah, Skip. No, he did not.
But that's all I will give you, because now we need some perspective. We need some context. This is a man who in the bubble last year was shamed and ridiculed for melting down mentally and psychologically. He was ridiculed to the point he was called Pandemic P on the internet. And even you adopted that nickname and ridiculed him sitting in your chair often because you said he is so mentally soft and weak, he needed counseling in the bubble. He couldn't take it. LeBron could take it. They were there for 100 days or whatever it was.
They were.
Way to go, LeBron. And you got to play the 5th seed in the finals minus 2 of their best players. Way to go. Congratulations. You get a cubic zirconia ring for that. So Paul George has to suck it up and come out of that and take all that you-know-what all year long from player after player, starting with one of the biggest trash talkers, Devin Booker, who was all in his ear all year about, you are soft. You folded. You can't take the heat. So given the fact that Paul George finally had a bad night shooting, given the fact that he was under extreme heat because there's no Kawhi Leonard and you are the man for the Clippers, what he pulled off from the 2:41 mark all the way down to 22 seconds left in that game was extraordinary for playoff P. I've never been prouder of playoff P because I got to show everybody those shots. One more time, we got to see him, because the first one comes with 2:41 left, and he is 0 for 7 from 3. And you want to talk about clutch? This cuts it to 3. That's a game saver. 56 seconds left. He goes to that free throw line willingly and makes both of them to cut the lead to 1. Then 30.9 seconds left. He drives it all the way through everything and gets to the rim to give them the lead by 1. And then the shot of the night. Is this not as clutch a jumper? This cancels out one by Devin Booker on the other end to give them the lead by 1.
Right.
And I give you, he went LeBron at the free throw line late. But given that 9-point salvo in a matter of only 2 minutes time to put them right back in command, they went for nothing to everything thanks to playoff P. I'm giving him a B+ for that effort last night. Way to go, playoff P.
Chris, you also remember in the bubble when Dame Lillard missed those 2 free throws, who was on the sideline clowning? Talk about, I thought it was Dame time. Who was all on the bench with Patrick Beverly, keying. And now look at him.
Yep, he's an 85% career free throw shooter.
How you 85? So that means that got to be something got to do with that.
You know what? Paul George in postseason games has been money from the free throw line. He finally missed a couple.
When he wasn't.
It happens. He's human.
No.
You know?
Hold on. Chris, did that man say, so now somebody's finally human? So somebody is finally human now.
Well, Lagon's not human. That's what you're telling me.
Why you do this? Why do you get...
I'm just telling the truth. If the referees hadn't stolen it, well, seriously, we wouldn't even be talking about the 2 minutes free throw.
So now the referee stole the game from you.
Well, you know it and I know it. I just proved it to you.
Chris, get your man.
Skip, he's got to hit 1. At least 1.
Okay, but Chris.
At least 1. That's it. Just hit 1.
Okay, with 56 seconds left, did he hit both of them? Yeah.
No, but Skip, that don't matter.
Fine. It doesn't matter.
That's like a quarterback. You get them all the way back in the game. You get them the lead. The team goes down, kick a field goal to retake the lead. And you drive the field. Now you get an opportunity to win the game. It's kind of like what you said about Aaron Rodgers. If he was that guy, he'd have got right. If he was that guy, that's what you told me.
The guy who's 1-4 in NFC Championship
Well,
games?
I don't know. So what's Paul George in championship games?
Well, he's always been the complimentary star, so it hadn't been all on him.
Think about it. Now he'll come. The guy that you Skip, you gave him the name George Paul. You the one made
In Indiana, I called him George Paul.
Because
I told you he could not stand up to LeBron James with no help.
Okay.
He is complimentary at best. He is a 1A.
But can he stand up to Devin Booker?
Well, he did
I just
last
wanted
night.
him to stand up to Devin Booker.
No, he didn't. He did not, Skip. You know it.
How about that 22-footer to go back? He said no.
Terrence Mann saved his bacon on Friday night. You know that. Terrence Mann saved his bacon on Friday night with Reggie Jack.
Terrence Mann just did what he did if you give him an opportunity that Doc Rivers never gave him.
They talk about Doc. This ain't about Doc. This is not about Doc. Because Paul George blamed Doc last year. Now, I'm sure somewhere Doc Rivers' fault that Paul George missed those 2 free throws because he's running on flares and pin downs. So I get all that. So we're going to blame Doc, but this ain't about Doc.
So against Utah, Paul George in the fourth quarter, 6 fourth quarters, averaged almost 10 points a game. And last night, he did it again, another 10 points in the fourth quarter, and he's pandemic P. Thank you.
Polyester P, because he shrinks when it's hot.
Right.
But let me ask you a
Polyester
question.
P.
What about the 5 for 10 from the free throw line?
Yep.
Now, you told me he's an 89% guy in the playoff.
Yep.
So how do you get to 50%?
He had a bad night. He had a bad night shooting it from.
Can't have that.
Okay, but when it was time, all I heard about Trae Young the other night was he's 2 for 16 going to the fourth quarter.
What was he from the free throw line?
He's 1 of 11.
What was he from the free throw line?
Okay, he made his free throws.
Okay,
I give you that. But what happened? He couldn't hit the broad side of a Atlanta barn. What's your hometown?
Glenville.
A Glenville barn. He couldn't hit the broadside of a Glenville barn.
You do realize,
right?
Skip.
And what did he do? He finally hits a little jumper and a little floater and a logo 3, and everybody says, "Look at him! He had the guts to stand tall."
29-11. But let me ask you this: that's a 5 seed. You do realize they took down a 1 seed. Now your guy right there, PG.
Yeah. Well, right now we should be like a 12 seed. With no Kawhi Leonard?
Oh, we ain't got Chris Paul.
Huh.
You're
back in business.
I could handle Paul missing a jump shot.
Yeah.
Missing a contested drive in the way. You know, that happens.
Yeah.
Because the best shooters miss half of their jump shots. But 2 free throws?
Free throws. Skip said they're free. That's what you say. You say the term free throws.
They are.
Oh.
And he's one of the better free throw shooters in the league.
I can't tell.
And the Clippers set the all-time record for free throw shooting in a regular season.
I'm glad you said that. Now, what did you say that again? You say he's one of the best, and the Clippers set the record for the all-time best free throw percentage in the season.
They did.
So that makes it even worse than what you should have just kept that to yourself. So you mean to tell me a man that's part of the team that set the NBA record for free throw percentage?
Every once in a while, you're going to miss one.
No, you can't do. Oh, every once in a while. So LeBron not allowed to do that.
Well, he misses them regularly.
No, he don't.
He misses them so much, he would have run from that. Look, Paul George broke down into the backcourt to say, give me the ball, I want to get fouled. He was the one who wanted to go to the free throw line. LeBron would have gone and hidden up in the formation up in the front court.
Because now he got exposed.
Yeah.
Now everybody looking at him.
Yeah.
Everybody, what was trending last night?
Pandemic P, right?
Yeah, we gonna get it. Yeah, I told you. Skip Bayless, your day coming. It ain't done yet, though.
It's
Your
coming?
day is coming
Not
Thursday.
yet. Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.